Hi, this is Brian too. It's 11:16 a.m. on the 2nd of July, 2022. Government contractors have been continuously trying to set me up criminally with psychiatrists. I mean, they have in the past been able to set me up, have me thrown in a mental institution for saying I was being stalked when I was being stalked. Even my family and friends were being stalked. My family who lives right next door to the 20 years next door to the right next door, not down the street, to special agent in charge of the FBI for South Carolina, Columbia, the capital of South Carolina, the state. Special agent in charge of the FBI right next door, and their house is being broken into nightly. Property vandalized, stolen. They're being stalked right in their neighborhood. And that could happen with their next door neighbor being the special agent in charge of the FBI chief or station chief or no, that couldn't happen. And they've been for years using staff at shelters trying to set me up. One time this guy began acting crazy, abnormally, erratically on the bunk bed above me in the VA shelter. Here in San Diego, VVSD. This is one of many attempts, okay? And so I called 911 because staff just sat there. They wouldn't do anything. And I thought that was amazing. Now I understand what was happening. It was more street theater being set up. So I finally, after I waited for staff to address the situation, they didn't say anything. So I called the ambulance for the guy. Well, as I'm on the phone with 911, literally, as the phone call is happening and the operator is on the phone sending to send an ambulance out for the veteran above me, the staff walks up to me and says, "What's that under your bed?" And not beside. In the video I say beside. They pulled it out from under my bed where all my belongings were. In other words, they pulled it out from my belongings because it was right there with the rest of my belongings under my bed. Drugs, illegal substance, marijuana, and other, whatever. It was illegal to have that much. In fact, it was grounds to be thrown out of the shelter, but it was a game. And they've come into my house in Cincinnati, Ohio, feigning friendship with my roommate. They came inside my house trying to sell me drugs. I got painkillers for you. I got prescription painkillers. I don't get no prescription. Well, they did that. They've done that to me. They did that to me. Just did that to me in Mexico. I had a prescription for 2 boxes of lorazepam, Ativan to help me sleep. And the pharmacist took my prescription for 2 boxes, only gave me 1 box. I said, "You can't do that. You can't kill my prescription and only give me 1 box. You have to provide the other box. If you have to order it, fine." But he only gave me 1 box. He didn't order the other box. He just came back and gave me that 1 box. So I'm thinking, what's going on? Because I've been through this situation before. The pharmacist, now not some, this is in Tijuana, Mexico, and you can say this is institutional corruption. Yeah, it is, but I'm surrounded by a floating box of informant provocateurs. That doesn't happen by coincidence. And they tried that, to take my prescription for 2 boxes, only give me 1 box, and then sell me the other box under the table through a drug deal. This is the pharmacist. Not a pharmacy tech. This is the pharmacist. And, this just games, I could go on and on. I mean, honey trap after honey trap. Oh, this is part of our investigation. No, it doesn't take 25 years to investigate anybody. This is not an investigation, and in fact, it goes long. I'm sure that it's longer than 25 years, but I can, that's when they started using these weapons on me, was directed energy weapons, stalking and all that. It was 25 years ago, in 1997. If I trace it back, it can go all the way back to childhood. In fact, if I do trace it back, it does go all the way back to childhood, to a hospital, and I can just so many crazy things happen that made no sense in life. Nobody has that much trouble unless it's orchestrated. It's just not humanly possible for anyone to have that much trouble. Anyway, just one setup after another. Now they've been using, again, they're still using. They didn't just start using them, they've been using them. Staff and counselors at these shelters that I go to have me committed, have a psyche eval done on me. They did the same thing to my family. This being stalked. The next door neighbor to the FBI, they did the same thing to my family. She had hospitalized because of the trauma. She couldn't endure it. She couldn't figure out why the stalking was happening. That's what they do to people, to discredit them. And then, as you try to flee and escape the torture, they financially destroy you, or make it impossible for you to function and survive normally. And it's just a game from then on. It's non-cooperative gaming theorem. Non-cooperative gaming theorem. It's a mathematical model that won John Nash the Nobel Prize. His version of it, called hypergame theory. That's what they're using. And they're using they're just creating hostility. Here yesterday, I got blamed for trash on the floor at the library, and it was incredibly hostile. That wasn't mine at all. I don't even smoke. I don't cigarette butts were everywhere. I don't even smoke. And so security runs and gets staff, and makes a big deal out of nothing. This is constant hostility everywhere I go for so many years. I can't count them all. I just noticed that it was well underway in 1997, 25 years ago. When it started, I can't tell you. 25 years ago, it was well underway in 1997. This is marijuana, and it was found next to my bed here at the Veterans Center. And it's contraband, and it's illegal, and it's a drug. And they found it next to my bed. Would you like to search my belongings?
I'll just
This is marijuana, and it was found next to my bed here at the Veterans Center. And it's contraband, and it's illegal, and it's a drug. And they found it next to my bed. Would you like to search my belongings?
I'll just